Maya D'Souza was never a believer in home remedies. A registered nurse in Seattle, she trusted medicine, lab results, and clinical trials. Her pantry had no exotic powders or herbal infusions, just protein bars, instant coffee, and the occasional multivitamin. So when her mother suggested she try turmeric water at night for her aching joints and restless sleep, Maya laughed it off. But the pain persisted. What began as minor knee stiffness after long shifts on her feet turned into nightly throbs. Ibuprofen worked, but not without side effects: stomach cramps, fatigue, the ever present guilt of depending on pills. One night, in a rare moment of surrender, she boiled water, stirred in half a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a little honey. It smelled earthy, strange. She drank it slowly and went to bed. She didn't expect anything to change. But it did. Maya woke up the next morning and noticed something she hadn't felt in weeks: lightness in her joints. It wasn't miraculous, but it was real. Her knees didn't creak when she stood up. Her sleep had been deeper, dreamless. She made the turmeric water again the following night, and again the next. Within a week, the swelling had gone down, and the midnight tossing had quieted. Curious, Maya dove into research. What she found surprised her. Turmeric, used for centuries in Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine, was loaded with curcumin, a compound with powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. But curcumin's absorption in the body was notoriously low unless paired with black pepper, which contained piperine, enhancing bioavailability by up to 2,000%. That combination, taken at night, seemed to work in synergy with the body's natural rhythms. But what stunned her most was that so few doctors talked about it. Turmeric water before bed offered more than pain relief. As Maya learned through both personal experience and clinical observation, it delivered a cascade of subtle, systemic benefits that mainstream medicine often overlooked. The first was joint health. Maya wasn't the only nurse struggling with inflammation from long hours. She began recommending turmeric water to her colleagues, and they returned within days, reporting improved flexibility, less morning stiffness, and fewer headaches. One even canceled a cortisone shot appointment. The second benefit was sleep. Turmeric's calming effects weren't just folklore. It influenced neurotransmitters, supporting the production of serotonin and, in turn, melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating sleep cycles. For people like Maya, who carried the stress of emergencies long into the night, the warm drink acted as a gentle sedative. Next came digestion. One colleague who suffered from chronic bloating reported a calmer gut after just 3 nights. Turmeric stimulated bile production, easing the breakdown of fats and reducing gas and discomfort. Drinking it warm allowed the compound to reach the digestive tract gently and efficiently. Then there was immunity. As the winter rolled in, half the staff was sniffling, but those on the turmeric tea train, as they jokingly called it, stayed mostly unaffected. Curcumin's antimicrobial and immune modulating effects, when taken consistently, seemed to prime the body's defenses. It wasn't a vaccine, but it was a daily shield. Another benefit that surprised Maya was mood regulation. Nurses often battled burnout and emotional fatigue. Over time, she noticed that her own anxiety levels dipped slightly. Her mind quieter, her emotional fuse longer. Studies backed it up. Curcumin positively influenced dopamine and serotonin levels, helping with mild depression and anxiety symptoms. As weeks passed, she documented her changes in a private journal. Fewer breakouts, clearer skin tone, no more 3 a.m. cravings. Turmeric's antioxidant properties fought oxidative stress, the silent culprit behind aging and chronic disease. By neutralizing free radicals, curcumin protected the skin and internal organs alike. Even her metabolism seemed to shift. Maya wasn't dieting, but she felt lighter. Turmeric had been shown to assist in balancing blood sugar and improving insulin sensitivity, especially when consumed before fasting hours like sleep. She no longer woke up starving or irritable. By month's end, Maya had compiled what she jokingly called the Turmeric 10. 10 benefits she'd personally felt, seen, or verified through research, none of which had ever been mentioned in her Western medical training. 1. Reduced inflammation and joint pain. 2. Deeper, more restful sleep. 3. Improved digestion and less bloating. 4. Boosted immune function. 5. Mood stabilization and reduced anxiety. 6. Better skin clarity and tone. 7. Lowered blood sugar spikes overnight, 8. Improved liver function and detox support, 9. Enhanced brain function and memory retention, 10. Hormonal balance and menstrual relief. One night, she shared her findings in a staff meeting. The reaction was mixed. Some intrigued, others skeptical. Sounds like snake oil, one resident scoffed. But the head nurse, in her 60s, nodded thoughtfully. We used to drink it back in Punjab. I forgot how well it worked. Maya smiled. I did too. The final straw came when a patient with autoimmune flare-ups asked about non-pharma options for nightly inflammation. Maya, now confident in both the science and her experience, recommended turmeric water as a supplement, not a cure, but a companion. Weeks later, the patient returned, reporting less pain, better sleep, and reduced need for NSAIDs. Still, not everything was perfect. Maya learned that turmeric could interfere with certain medications, especially blood thinners, and wasn't suited for everyone in large quantities. But in modest doses, half a teaspoon in a cup of warm water with pepper, it was not only safe, but transformative. She began hosting golden hour sessions at the hospital, where staff and patients could sample turmeric water, learn the science, and ask questions. A quiet revolution was beginning, not one of pills or procedures, but of warmth, awareness, and ancient wisdom rediscovered. Maya never became anti-medicine. She still believed in science, still reached for antibiotics when needed, still trusted labs over lore. But she also knew that some of the most powerful tools were the simplest. Every night before bed, she returned to her kitchen. A pinch of turmeric, a splash of pepper, a spoonful of honey. The cup warmed her hands, her throat, her bones, not because it was magic, but because it was enough. And sometimes that was all the healing the body needed.